Hi everyone, it's Matt Mergley again here with another portion of your School World Teacher website. We're going to go into the applications, if you still have it named applications, and we're going to take a look at calendar. The basic look at calendar. There's tons of options with the calendar. I'm going to give you the basics of the calendar and how to manipulate it. And probably will be a big portion of your website, especially if you want to keep people totally in tune with what you're doing in class, and kind of a one-stop for those parents to come and see what's happening in your class and across the district if you want it. You can see calendars listed under applications here, and then the events that are listed here, and there's some tabs that are here. So you can see I've already put an event in this month, but if I wanted to add an event, I would just hit add, and it's a simple, basic interface that allows us to do that. We can give it a title. There are some categories we can add it to, and I'm going to show you how to manipulate these categories as well. The date in which it occurs. If it's something that occurs over the course of a week, you want to put a start date and an end date. Display option, if you have a start date and an end date, let's say over a week or a week and a half or 3 days, you want to have this checked so it will pop on the calendar each of those 3 days and rather than just when it starts. So that box is there for that. Where it happens. That's what site means, where it happens. And if you want specific times, you can add them in pretty simply here. And then a time description if it's just an hour or during period 2 or during third period or during ELA period, you can put that in there. And then just like very similar to the interface in editing pages, they give us some options here on some things to do to add links, to insert images, and spell check our own work if we need to. I'll get to what HTML does in another video if you haven't seen it already on how to embed and do HTML type stuff. Simple stuff. So that's how to add an event. If I wish to edit an event, you can see I added an event already called Tom's Birthday Party. And if I wish to edit this, I can click on it. And editing gives us a few tabs here. These are the things that I put up here. Notice Tom's Birthday Party only occurs on one date. So one of the edits I want to make is I don't really need this end date because it's just one date. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to hit save to make sure it stays saved. Takes a minute there. I can add images to this event specifically. Let's say pictures that happened after, or maybe a picture of Tom before. I could do that. I can add files to it. So if there was a handout, maybe a birthday party invitation for Tom, I could add that to it if I want. I can add links. I can recur this event. So if it's something that happens consistently in your class every Tuesday, I can select the day. I can see the recurring date doesn't exceed 1 year, so I can recur it up to a year out. And I can add these dates all the way in. It's kind of a nice little thing, especially saves you time, and it's pretty efficient. You don't have to type in the same event over and over again. And the last tab is obviously to delete. And I can delete the event if I need to, and I can cancel the event so that people can see that the event has been canceled on the calendar. When you're actually looking at your site, and this is for Tom's birthday, and you hit calendar, you can see the interface to the calendar, or the view of the calendar, is kind of nice and clean. And there's Tom's birthday party, and when I click on it, it gives me all the pertinent information that I would need to do this. It's kind of neat. Allows people to print the window so they can put reminders on their refrigerators or wherever they want to if they like paper reminders. Well, that's a neat little thing. The categories, I can change the categories of the events that occur in the calendar. Obviously, Tom's I added to birthday, but maybe at field trips, holidays, no school, school events, when I populate events and make events, I can add them to these categories. And I can have a whole bunch of different categories or just a few that are listed. So it's a lot of personal options to this. I can have an intro message to my calendar. Here's the default one that occurs that lets you know what the calendar is there for. And you can change this as you see fit, very similar to editing pages. The mirror events allows me to populate my calendar with things that are happening all across the district on the district calendar, which is kind of neat. I can add open houses, 6 to 12 events. I usually tell teachers to click them all to start and then take them off as they see. Maybe something isn't working or the calendar's too busy. Once I hit save, you'll see when we go to the actual calendar, it totally populates it quite quickly with lots of things that are happening across the district and across everywhere. You see these are long events over 3 or 4 days, holidays, district-wide events, building events. They're all inside the calendar now. Pretty simple way to do it. And then the calendar post options, that's the last one. Do I want visitors to be able to post to this? For me, when I use this, I never let visitors post to this unless you had a real trusted parent or maybe a co-teacher, an aide. And anytime if you do use this, if you have this as yes, you definitely want to be notified by email if something has been changed, especially if you're the one in control of it. And then there's an informational paragraph you can add when a visitor is presented to post an event, reminding them to let you know or send you an email or something like that. So those are the basics to calendar. Pretty useful application on the site. And I know that some of you, when you use it, it will not be 3 or 4 down. It might be right up near the top. You might change the order of it. So good luck using calendar.